not reap me benefits yesterday. But you don't really take it, and that was a negative day, but you don't take into consideration that 1 week that you made, 100 cold calls or 100 door knocks and made successful movement.
Right.
So we create that paralysis analysis in our heads that keeps us from making that next step to be successful.
Yeah. And so like one of the tools I like to use with people, particularly when it's that I'm afraid, that fear, that rejection, is let's start collecting those and let's celebrate the no's. Because like there's a number, and right now, of course, because we're talking about it, I can't think of it, but there are so many no's sometimes you have to get before you get your first yes.
Oh, I
what
love that. I don't know 100%, but I love the challenge of somebody telling me no to my face. Because in my mind, I have trained my mind now, whereas I would be like, oh, they don't like me, they're rejecting me, they don't want to buy whatever I'm trying to sell. Now it's, okay, you say no today.
Right.
You'll say yes next time because I'm going to prove myself to you. Yeah. So that's like the confidence coming out. That is the, I know what I have to offer. You say no today, but you're going to see everybody else shining because of what I'm having to offer them. Then you'll come back to me. So it's happened. And I
remember when I first started, particularly on social media, I think it was Steve Harvey, because I'm a huge Steve Harvey fan. When he talks about business, he says, if you don't have any haters, you're doing something wrong. And I remember the first time I got my first hater, like this person said some really mean things on one of my posts. And my first reaction was like, and then my second reaction was like, yes. I was like, I got a hater. So you learn to celebrate it because you learn that it's literally just a story.
Right.
Either one that you're telling yourself is just a story. So what we do is we teach you how to build stories that help you win, help you succeed every time.
And I saw a quote earlier when I was doing something I wasn't supposed to do. I was sitting at a red light on my phone. I was like, but I saw a quote on Facebook and it says, you have to heal the root so that the tree is stable. You have to heal yourself on the inside. You have to heal your mindset before your business becomes stable, before you become sustainable in your business. Because if you can't handle success now at this terrible mindset, you won't be able to handle it 2 years from now. If you do blow up, it's still at a terrible mindset.
That's right.
You got to fix that mindset.
And let me tell you, like one of the coolest things that I learned being in this work, doing the mindset work group. So you can create a mind of abundance. And there are some teachers who teach it from the perspective of frequency. So the notion that everything is already available to us, right? If you're trying to make 100,000, 200,000, $1 million, it's already available. Just the fact that you have that conscious thought means that it's available to you. What could be keeping you from getting that is you may have a thought of I want to make $1 million, but you move like a person who is afraid to have $1,000. So your mindset is if I get $1,000, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna hide it. Well, then how can you ever get the frequency of $1 million if you're too afraid to even
it's a
do
risk.
Anything with 1,000? And so I practice all of these things, particularly like this week, because tomorrow I'm hosting what is it called? From Stuck to Unstoppable.
Hey, well, we're stuck right now.
Right, masterclass. I'm offering
to Unstoppable.
From Stuck to Unstoppable, a masterclass. And so this week, what I've been offering everyone who signed up for it is a 7 days of miracle mindset. Because when you can get your mind in a place of peace, love, joy, acceptance, abundance, when you just move like you already have what you want, really amazing things will happen.
100%.
Like today, for me, I was just blown away. I get a phone call where someone's like, hey, we got all this money in our budget that we have to spend, and we want to spend it all on your books.
Hey, but I had a very similar situation a couple of weeks ago. I do work for someone else kind of part-time, and I got a phone call from them and they were like, hey, I want to meet with you. You need to meet with us today. And I'm like, oh my God, what did I do wrong? And I start writing down everything that I do on a daily basis because I just knew they were going to drill me about what I'm doing. And when I sat down, they said, no, we want to offer you a promotion. And I'm like, but y'all, just because we work on our mindset all the time and we're teaching that doesn't mean that we're not human too. We have our negative moments.
Yeah.
That was my negative moment. Like, oh my God, I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
I'm not doing enough. He doesn't appreciate me. I need to produce more. When in fact, it was the complete opposite.
Wow.
He saw the worth that I was bringing and he appreciated what I was doing. So at the end, I got to step up.
Nice.
But I know I'm not the only person out there that has those negative thoughts to think, oh my God, my boss is calling me.
Yeah.
This is a negative conversation automatically. Yeah. And honestly, I think the corporate world has created that fear.
Definitely.
Because we never get praised for the positives. It's never about the wins.
Right.
It's never about the small wins. The wins this small could really change somebody's mindset. Mm-hmm. It's always negative, 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 positive, negative, 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 positive.
Yeah.
And so it drills it into our brains that anytime my boss wants to talk to me, it's because I've done something wrong. Yeah. And that's not okay. And if you are a manager or a leader or a business owner listening to this podcast, I strongly suggest that you start focusing on the little wins. Yes. It does not have to be something so grand of selling a $10,000 job or whatever it is. If someone shows up to work on time, celebrate it.
That. Yeah.
If someone it's their birthday, that is something so small that creates that trust in someone that is going to make them go above and beyond rather than you pushing something down their throat.
I agree. And I think, too, what we have to remember is if they won't celebrate you, celebrate yourself.
Oh, 100%.
So, like, one of the things I love to do is, particularly if I'm in a mindset, because like Jess says, we still have our own mindset issues. If I ever find myself in a kind of negative mindset spiral, I will quickly get me a jar. I have this pretty glass jar at the house. It's just a plain glass vase. And I have red marbles. And so what I do is I'll collect what I call collecting the love. Meaning, because my negative mindset would be like, nobody likes you, nobody cares, no one wants to be your client. Like, it hit me with that. So then every time, if I get a phone call from an unexpected friend, it goes a marble. It's collected. Because what I want to do is I want to make my mind see the good that's happening.
Right.
Because we're hardwired. You guys got to understand something. We're hardwired to negativity. We can literally have up to 50,000. I was just reading an article today that said we have up to 60,000 thoughts a day. And 80% of them, James, could be negative. So we have to be intentional about setting our mind. That is why if you are experiencing something, quote unquote, negative, be intentional with your day about looking for the good.
Right.
Even if the good is a phone call from a friend you haven't heard from in a long time. Even if the good is someone bought you something to eat and you wasn't expecting it, or the stranger held the door a little bit longer than you thought they would, or the kid smiled at you. Like, collect the good so that your brain can start literally, like there's a saying that says, what you look for, you will find.
Oh, 100%.
And so you can start looking for good so that your mind will just find it. But if you don't, and you're collecting the negative, intentionally or unintentionally,
you'll continue to find the negatives.
So great things will be happening around you, and other people will notice the good things, and you won't. And eventually.
And that's one thing that we bring back into the Path to Peace and Profits that we had started is we start off every single session with tell us something good.
Yeah. What are your wins?
What are your wins? Tell us something positive. Yeah. We want to celebrate you. Yes. We want to make you special because you are. Everybody is. And we want to make sure that your success in the program is going to bring you the rewards that you're wanting. So you have to have that positive mindset. So we always started off with a positive mindset.
Yeah. And what we want you to understand too is, like, there's this saying that why reinvent the wheel? Mm-hmm. If Jet is an expert in business, and she is, why go through YouTube and try to find
YouTube University?
Which is, I don't kick YouTube University,
I do YouTube sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. But do you know how, like, sometimes you spend hours trying to find how to do something that she might can teach you within minutes or one class, or you're spending days. And so there's this concept of, like, a lot of times we think money is the most precious thing, but time really is.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and if you think to yourself, no, Caniesh, it's really the money. Let me ask you this question. If someone says, I'll give you $1 million today, but tomorrow you die, do you want the $1 million or do you want to keep living? That right
That's a question.
Yeah.
That's a philosophy question.
But I'm going to have $1 million for one day and be dead.
For 24 whole hours.
Right.
Okay, so can I invest it in that 24 hours and give it to my kids? Yeah, I mean.
Do you want to leave
and then croak the next day? I mean, I don't know.
I'm buying the time. I'm like, give me my time.
Give me my time. I don't want the $1 million.
And then maybe I can meet the person who's made them, and you can teach me how to make it over time versus having it instantly. And that's when you start realizing time is valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And so why waste it trying to figure out a system if Jet knows how to teach it to you?
Yeah.
If Jet can give you a marketing system that's guaranteed to work, why are you wasting your time trying to figure out how to market?
And I've done marketing for not only my company, but numerous companies.
Yeah.
I've done marketing for a Fortune 500 company. I was doing that when I left my company, my previous job. So it's definitely ties into all avenues of business.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you've got to have the right mindset.
Yeah.
If you ever want to start a business, run a business, or be in business.
Yes.
Right mindset.
Absolutely. And you will find that any business book, they always start
with mindset.
And so we're thankful that you took the time to watch or to listen. We hope you'll tune in again. And listen, if you have questions, if there's a particular issue that you want us to tackle or talk about, we'll be more than happy to do that for you. So thank you for watching. Keep listening.
Yes, keep listening. We're going to bring them. Hey, we're going to start having episodes where we're going to actually tie rejection in with sales process. So how does that happen? Humility with customer service. So what we were just hitting on, our episodes are going to start being very relatable. So tune in.
Yes. Thanks for listening.